Come on. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to more progress on the C2 project. I'm leaving for New Orleans tomorrow and there's a couple things on the list I want to get done just to get them out of the way. And I just checked the forecast for next week, and when I get back from New Orleans, it's going to be like 97 degrees, not including humidity, almost every single day next week. So I want to get some stuff done while it's kind of nicer out. It's pretty humid today, but in the garage it's only about 82-ish, so it's not that bad. Update on the countdown clock. I have 81 days, 15 hours, 53 minutes, and 53 seconds until this thing needs to be on the road to Oregon. If you guys are new here, I'm building the Corvette so I can drive it in the Overcrest Rally, which is in Oregon this year, and I'd really like to be able to drive it from Nebraska to Oregon, complete the rally, and then drive it all the way back, which is, I'm gonna guess, somewhere around 4,000 miles. And like I said, this thing's got 81 days till it needs to be on the road to Oregon, and I've got a lot of stuff to do. So we've got a lot done so far. As you can tell, the entire drivetrain's out pretty much except for the rear end. We ripped the exhaust out, wiring and the engine bay is gone. So we're making progress, but there's a couple more things we need to do taking the car apart before we can start putting it back together. One of which is the gas tank. We're gonna take the gas tank out today. I have a brand new gas tank that's got EFI stuff integrated into it already, so that's gonna be replaced, so I need to take that out. Also, I'm gonna start taking apart the interior. Gauge cluster needs to come out because I'm gonna change out the ignition cylinder and the fuel gauge. That's never worked, so I'm gonna replace that. And also it needs to come out anyway just so we can get to the wiring and replace all that. I think I'm gonna have to pull the entire dash, but I might just have to pull the cluster and the glove box, but I don't know yet. Also, we're gonna go ahead and pull the seats because we're gonna end up pulling the carpet at some point. So go ahead and pull the seats out. That shouldn't take too long. And then the roll bar, we're gonna go and take this out. There might be a couple other things we do in this video, but that's gonna be the basis of what we're doing today. Just plugging away on the car, getting some more stuff done before we leave. And then when we come back, it's gonna be super, super hot next week. So as much stuff we get done today, future Fred will thank me later. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with the gas tank. It should be decently easy. I say it should be decently easy, but it could be a pain. And the gas tank's been here for 60 years, so maybe it doesn't want to come out. Let's see what we're looking at here. Just to give you guys some reference, there's the license plate, bumpers, all that coming under here. There's the gas tank right there. And I think it's just this bar that goes side to side holding it up, because I think the straps go above it. So maybe just undo these few bolts here. This cross member will come down, and then hopefully the gas tank should just be able to rotate out. But before I do that, let's go ahead and disconnect some wires and lines and stuff. Sounds like a good idea. Come on, buddy. Almost there. There we go. Hopefully there's no fuel in the line. Oh, there's a little fuel. Not, oh, I found it. Get rid of you. Oh, that just comes off that easy? Really? Well, that's easy. Guys, I swear, you can take apart an entire C2 Corvette with 1/2 inch, 5/8, 9/16, and a 3/4. You need anything more than that, I'd be surprised, like legit. Maybe a 3/8? 7/16 maybe? That was a mouthful of dust. Those were the 2 bolts for the straps that hold the gas tank in. They just came right out, which is nice. I didn't have to spray them with any penetrant or anything. Honestly, guys, I'm pleased, but I'm also surprised that these bolts are coming. I should probably knock on something, but seriously, like, these bolts are coming out pretty easily. I would say this thing has never seen weather or rain or anything like that, but that would be a lie because My parents used to daily drive this thing. This was their only source of transportation for a good while when my dad was in the Navy. So my dad would go out to sea for 6 months on an aircraft carrier, fly helicopters and whatnot. My mom would be home driving the Corvette to the commissary to get food, and then everything else she did. Ow! 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 That hurt. Alright. Put my finger in a place I shouldn't have. That's alright. Alright, those two are out. Straps are out. Just got these two left, and then this bar should just fall on my face, hopefully. Well, not hopefully, but should fall down. Ow! Well, we're on 2. Let's see what 3 does. Hopefully it doesn't break the bolt. A little more rusted in, I'd say, than the other ones. Oh, I just broke it, but that's alright. I don't know how well you can see that, but the bolt broke right there. Alright. Oh, okay. That's good. Don't fall. Please don't fall. I think you just gotta like rotate the thing and it should just fall out. Get a pry bar maybe? See if that'll help. Okay. Ugh. Oh, come on. I can see half the damn gas tank. Oh God, there it is. Whew. Get these straps in here. That is the gas cap right there. Let's see what else we got. I haven't seen up here. Those are the taillights right there. All the wiring going to that. I really hope the new one does not give me that much trouble going back in. That's cool. I really wish there was a more graceful way to get into the engine bay, but there really isn't. Okay. All right, next, this is part of the heater box right here. There's a heater core sticking out right there. Got to take the fan out, this part of the box out. The other part of the box we'll take out later on the inside of the car. But for now, we got to take this off. For one, we need to get the heater core. 2, we got to take it off so we can clean it up, paint it, and see what else to the firewall we can get cleaned up. As you guys can see, I have uncovered more of that red paint that we found on the fender over here. And just keep going all the way along. So I'm getting it pretty clean, but still got to take some stuff apart. So we're going to take this apart real quick. Oh, look at that old thing. That is rusty as crap. Still spins nicely, but yeah, it hasn't had power to it in a couple, 2, 3, 4 decades. Ugh, how grimy that thing is. But now we can kind of see into the inside of the heater box there. Oh, it's one of the doors right there. Oh, we can. Look at that. All right, we got some gross stuff. Looks just like leaves and dust and stuff. Definitely gonna clean up this whole cover. I got a new seal for it here and here. Well, there is the heater core, the original one. It looks like I gotta take the inside apart, and then the heater core goes that way. I thought I might be able to pull it out this way, but it doesn't look like I can, so. Making progress. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the passenger compartment. Okay. And we're good. Now, interior stuff. Need to get the cluster out, and actually to get the cluster out, I don't know if I said it before, you have to take the entire steering column out, or at least drop it down. But like I said, since we got to get in there anyway, we're just gonna go ahead and pull the whole unit out and remove the seats and whatnot. Before we get to the interior stuff, we're gonna go on a little field trip to my mom's house. And at some point in time, maybe 10 years ago or so, I was in my mom's attic and there were some Corvette parts in there that I'd never seen before. One of them was a cluster. But there's some parts over there that I want to go look at, just to look at them, see what they are, remind myself, and the cluster reminded me to do that. So we're going to take a little field trip to my mom's house right now and go grab a cluster and whatever other parts that happen to be over there. All right, so I came inside to wash my hands before we go over to my mom's house, and I realized I got some parts that I need to show you guys that I just got in the past couple weeks. Number one, rear differential. This thing just came in. It took a couple months to get, but I'm really happy it's here. This is a 390 rear gear. The current differential in the car is a 370, so we're stepping the gear up a little bit. And there's a reason for that, and it has to do with the transmission. I'll go over that when the transmission comes in. Of course, it's a limited slip, just like was in any Corvette back in the day. This is a 65 to 67 rear differential. Apparently the 63 and 64 differentials are different in some way. I think some shafts are smaller or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but this is a 65 to 67 rear diff. Also, my radio came in. Finding the radio was a little bit of a headache. This was like the last one in the country, and they have like a 12 to 18 week wait time. So I'm really glad I got this one. Shout out to one of my followers, Rob, on Instagram, sent me the link for this one. It was literally the last one in the country. So shout out to Rob. So this is my new radio. It's, like I said, hard to come by right now. They're pretty expensive, but it's pretty neat. This is exactly what I wanted. It's OEM looking. This looks exactly like the one that's in the car right now, except this one is all digital and it's got Bluetooth integration. Also, the knobs they sent are 63, 64 specific. So when this is actually in the car, everything will look OEM as far as the radio goes. The knobs will look exactly like the knobs that are in the car, and this radio literally looks identical to it. So this is pretty neat. I don't think the radio in the car does this, because I've messed around with those buttons and everything for years, and they don't do anything. But check this out. We are currently in FM. See FM? Now we're in AM. Where's AM? There it is. Normally, this would hook up to a speaker in the center of the dash. This is a single 6x9, but they do this little upgrade thing. I decided to do this. So this replaces the 6x9 and replaces with two small kicker speakers, which I kind of like better. Just, I don't know, probably give it more range of sound and everything. And these, I'm sure, are a little better than a single 6x9. Also, brand new antenna. One thing I don't have is the antenna cable. I gotta order that, and then I should have everything I need to make sound happen in the Corvette. I think that's it for new. Oh, radiator. I want to show you guys the radiator, because I just picked this thing up. It's really nice. Yeah, I just want to show it to you. Compare it with the old one as well. All right, so here's the old radiator right here. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it, but upon closer inspection, it looks like it had somewhat of a leak, possibly. So I was looking up new radiators anyway, and I found this one. And this one has a fan already integrated into it. If you guys have been watching the whole series, you'll know that I bought this fan for that radiator because I thought I was going to keep that one. Not keeping it anymore. Bought this one. It's all one enclosed thing. It's got the fan integrated into it. This is specific to a C2 Corvette. It's got its temperature sensor right there so we can kick it on, and all the wiring right there. So it's all like one contained unit. And now I just have an extra fan, I guess, or one of my buddies might pick this up for his car. I have a couple buddies also trying to go on the rally. They made it into the rally. They just got to get their cars ready as well. But he might be picking that up. If not, I'll just have a spare 16-inch fan in case this one dies. Now that we've gone over all the new parts and everything, we are good to go. So let's head over to my mom's house, pick up that cluster, and whatever other Corvette-related parts we find that we might want to bring back. Welcome to my mom's garage. And that is the attic that we need to go up into. Now, it's been years since I've been in that attic, but if the parts are where I left them, they should be like right at the top, because they were kind of heavier, so I didn't like push them way in the back. But I found them up there 10 years ago, and honestly, I can't remember everything that was in the box, but I do remember a cluster was there. So let's go check it out. What do we got? Yo! Do you guys remember those things? I don't remember what those are called, but I remember riding the crap out of those things. Let's see what else we got. Are those wheels? Those rally? I don't remember there being rally wheels, but I guess there might be. All right, I think I found the Corvette parts, because that's the carpet that matches the interior. And those are wheels. Let's see if I can slide this over. That's the original springs that I took out when I lowered it. That's the original leaf spring right there. Original front sway bar. Looks like the rear suspension links. Oh, there's the cluster. There's the cluster. I don't remember this box of carpet stuff. Move this out of the way. Ugh. Okay, just two 15-inch steel wheels. Carburetor, spark plugs, starter. That's a racing harness. I'm gonna drop that down. It's kind of cool. Whoa, this kind of fell apart. Why did I think this was, I swear I remember this being a complete thing, but I guess it's not. Well, it was a 64, that's for sure. That's 64 specific. Ooh, odometer. The odometer on the car right now doesn't work. I don't know if this is a good part or if I can change it out, but I'm gonna take this with me. Okay, so there's really not much. That is a vent for the heater. I wonder if it's out of the car. If it's out of the car, I'm gonna take it. Cap, rotor, other stuff. There's those belts again. Seriously, a race car belt. Oh, we got new shoes. What else is in here? That's a toolkit, or a jack. Temp gauge. There's a shift ball. That's a shifter for like the transmission that I just pulled out of the car. There's the rest of it. I swear I've never seen any of this stuff. Well, that's neat, but I wish there was more in here. I thought it was a complete cluster. That's the back of the cluster. I'm sorry, guys. I thought this was going to be way more exciting. It's kind of cool to see all these old parts, and some of them I didn't even know were here, but none of them are going to be very helpful for me. What's in the ammo box, I wonder? Ugh. That's a parachute. That's a straight up parachute. Okay. I don't know why my dad would have a parachute, but he was a helicopter pilot in the Navy for like 21 years. So we didn't find anything that cool, honestly. I thought we were gonna find more, but gonna take that, and then I'm taking the belts with me because they're just neat. I don't know. It's race car stuff. Dusty up there. All right, let's go. Not even what I thought I was gonna grab, but it's stuff. It could be useful or just cool. This attaches to the heater box like that, and then it'll send air to the feet. So it'll send it to like passenger side, driver side, or the other way around. I can't remember exactly, but it goes like that and it splits it between the two sides. And this is like a racing harness. I'll show you guys how this works. There's so many different harnesses, but doing what I do, riding in cars, I figured out how to work just about any harness in the world. So this is just like that. And we're locked in. We're good. And then the two shoulder straps would be like, oh, I need to lube this thing up. The two shoulder straps would come down. They'd have little brackets that slip on there. And then once those are slipped on, you put that in there. And then you rock her in just like that. I don't know if I'm going to use this in the car, but it is kind of cool that it was there in the box. All right, let's go over what we're doing on the interior here. So first I want to talk about the roll bar. So the roll bar, this is pretty unique to this car. I've never seen another C2 with a roll bar like this. Ever since I was a little kid, it's been there. Like, I can't remember ever seeing the car without it. So I kind of like the way it looks. It kind of reminds me of like Shelby Cobra, how they always have the chrome roll bars behind at least the driver's seat. I don't know, it's like a thick, shiny roll bar like that, so it kind of reminds me a little bit like a Shelby Cobra, and I really like Shelby Cobras. I don't know, I like the way it looks, but I'm removing it because a couple reasons. Number one, let's look at the position of the seat real quick. So this is a straight line we're gonna judge right there. Do you see how crooked that seat is? Do you know why it's crooked? Probably so it could clear the roll bar right there. And still, it's rubbing. The passenger one just straight up runs into it. Like, that's where it stops, is where it hits the roll bar. So I don't really like that. And then number two, this is probably the bigger reason, to be honest. This is my normal seating position right here. If I get rear-ended at a stoplight at even like 5, 10 miles an hour, something like that, my head's gonna go back, it's gonna hit right there, and I'm gonna get knocked out. Maybe the car's in gear, maybe it's not. Either way, I'm probably gonna get knocked out, or at least my head's gonna hurt so much that I'm not gonna wanna drive the rest of the day. So I don't want that to happen either. So the roll bar, in my mind, needs to come out. Also, the roll bar is more cosmetic than structural. If you guys remember the first video I made for this series, I mentioned that the car was a race car back in the day. They used to race it. It used to have a big roll bar, and the roll bar actually went from here way up here over, and then a bar came from the center down to the passenger side floor. I'll see if I can Google another picture of a C2 convertible race car with a hoop like that, but that's how they did them back in the day. And I'm guessing my dad at some point didn't like that big hoop, didn't like it looking like a race car, and wanted to look more like a street car. So he decided to cut it off and put this hoop there. And then it's just two bolts, one here and one right there, that hold this bar in. I mean, it moves quite a bit. Like I said, I've never seen this car without this roll bar in my 35 years of life. So this will be interesting. Okay, it's pretty damn loose. Maybe I can just like pull up. Okay. Alright. Let me see this thing. Alright, so these stubs are pretty short. That's good, at least. They're green? Why are they green? So apparently this car at some point had a green roll bar. I wonder what color the car was at that point. White? Cream colored? Cream and dark green might go together, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna shut this up because I've never seen the car without it. Oh, weird. That's, oh my goodness, that's weird. All right, to anybody that's looking at this and they're like, that looks like a C2 convertible, it's what they look like. I can't even describe to you how weird it looks without a roll bar. This is like that's so weird. I know my brother watches my videos, and he's 8 years older than me, and he's been around this car his whole life too. Look at that, Paul. That's weird as hell. It looks, I don't know, I kind of like it. I like the roll bar. I really do like that roll bar look because it's been how the Corvettes looked forever, but this looks nice. That seat goes all the way back now. It's actually kind of nice that there isn't a bar here because you can just set things into it like a normal convertible. About halfway home, I remembered that that harness might actually go to something that's in the car. I was cleaning out the car all the way in the back, and back here, there was this harness right here. It's anchored to that cable, and it got me thinking, this is the same kind of harness that that one is. What year is this? Holy shit. July 1957. Oh my goodness. Yeah, these are definitely out of spec. I don't think they'd pass tech today, but I want to see if they actually fit with that. Hang on. It's the same style, but I don't know if it's if they match. Okay, so these kind of sandwich together, and then you'd slide that in, and then you'd go there, and then you'd go there. Holy shit. I think that's a complete set. More race car stuff. It just kind of proves the heritage of the car, I guess. That is cool as hell. I don't think I'm gonna run these straps just because July 1957 is a little old, but that really is cool that that's a complete set and they go together. That's so freaking awesome. I almost want to make them work, but straps that old, I can't trust those. Anyway, let's go ahead and pull the seats out now. I can't tell where all the bolts are yet, but I know that's one, and it's just a 1/2-inch bolt. It's not even very big. Let's see what else is holding it in. Are you shitting me? No way. There is no way. If I'm right, and I really hope I'm not, check this out. Oh my God. No way. The driver's seat was in there with one bolt. 1/2-inch bolt. That's it. This is the only thing that was holding the driver's seat in. Oh my, how long? How long was it like that? This is just more fun stuff that we're discovering along the way. It's all good. It's all good. It's all getting fixed. Maybe next time we'll have, you know, 2, 3, possibly even 4 bolts holding the seat in. I hope the passenger side has at least doubled the amount of bolts holding the seat in. That's ridiculous. Well, it for sure doesn't have bolts in the back. Are they not supposed to have bolts in the back? Is it only supposed to run 2 bolts to get this thing out? It would appear this one has 2 bolts on the front, and they're both different sizes for whatever reason, and they're easier to get from the bottom. So that's what we're doing. $19.84 quarter. Not too much interesting stuff under here, actually. Oh. A receipt from Country General. Do you guys remember the Country General stores? When is this from? 91? I think I just found a receipt from 1991. Weird. Alright. What the hell does that go to? What the hell? This is a random wiring harness I just saw chilling out. I thought it was like the wires for the radio, but hell, it's got a switch on it. I have zero idea what this would have gone to. No idea. It was just chilling under the dash. We're just finding all kinds of stuff under here, guys. Guys, I'm starting to think this was probably one of the least safe cars I've ever driven, and not known it. I just came up to a couple more of a you gotta be kidding me kind of safety concerns. Let me show you. All right, passenger side. I was looking for how the seat belts were hooked up, right? So passenger side, this one is good, seems good. I think it's anchored down there. I think I saw anchor under the car actually. This side, I was like, oh, what's it anchored to over here? Okay, it's bolted in right there. Let me Guys, I'm pretty sure if I just wedge this trim piece out, seatbelt's just gonna come with it. Let's see what I can do. Oh my God. That was bolted to fiberglass. That was bolted to a fiberglass trim piece. It definitely looks like there's supposed to be a bolt there, but I'm pretty sure it's a bolt to hold the trim on, not to hold the seatbelt on. Okay, so that's the passenger side. Let's go to the driver's side. Let me show you that. Again, the one on the inside here looks okay, right? Not really. That's it. That's all that was holding it in. Those are anchors right there. That's an anchor, and that's an anchor for the seatbelt. This was just hooked in like that. So this was hooked in there, and this was kind of hanging out. And I was just like, okay, so is this bolted in? And I just went like that, and it just twisted out. Same thing on that side. The anchors are right here. This is an anchor for a seatbelt. Why are we not using them? I'm getting flashbacks from all the times when I was like 16, 17 driving this, like a 16 or 17-year-old would drive this. Oh my God, I'm lucky to be alive today. Holy shit. It's gonna get new seat belts all the way around. Oh my God, that's scary, to be honest. All right, well, now let's take apart the dash and drop the column and all that. I'm told getting the gauge cluster out and back in is kind of a pain, specifically because it's not like modern clusters where it's like 4 screws that hold the cluster in and then like one big plug. It's not one big plug. It's like 20 different plugs. We'll have a plug for like each one of these, and then each backlight has its own plug, and they're all separate, so it's kind of a pain. And I don't think they have a lot of slack in the wiring harness back here, but I could be wrong. That do? I just realized I actually don't know what these do. This is more cable stuff. Does this have to do with the airbox stuff? I should really know this, but like I said before, none of this stuff has ever worked, so I've never really needed to know what it did. I'm gonna Google this later. I feel dumb that I don't know what the hell these do, but it was like attached right there. One of them was, and I think the other one, I don't know where the other one goes. It looks like it's broke off. I got some Googling to do. Maybe I have some more parts to buy. All right, disconnecting the column. I think we do it right above the drag joint here, and then we just pull the rest out. I think that's what we do. I'm not sure what else is holding this thing in right now. I don't think anything. Okay. Doing good. Like I can pull the entire inner shaft out. Maybe I'll do that and mess with the bigger one. I got this out, but that's not the whole column. Let's try to yank this thing. Well, gently yank it, I guess. Whoa, there we go. Just need a little twist and she's out. Now we got the whole thing out. Sweet. I just got a few screws and it should just fall right out. Well, it should come out a little bit, and then I got 20 things to disconnect, so. This is what I was talking about. Every little light bulb, every connection, everything in the back of this has its own little plug. You gotta disconnect all of them to get the cluster out. I think the lights should just, should just pop out. There's probably a lot of these lights that are not working right now. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Jeez, there are so many things to pull. I'm gonna have to like see a diagram to put all this back together. I'm just kind of yanking at stuff. Disconnecting stuff's easy because you don't need to know where it goes. You just need to know it needs to come off. That is a headache and a half. I hope that's not a big pain in the ass to hook back up later, but I know it will be. But also the harness will be brand new. All this is coming out. I just got one line left, and it's the oil pressure line on the back of the harness, or on the back of the cluster there. There we go. We got a cluster. One thing I know that's going to be a problem is the tachometer. So the tachometer is driven off of the distributor, and I don't think the distributor that's on the new engine has a place for it. So I think I either need to get a new distributor or find out a way to get this adapted to make this work. I don't think I'm going to have a tach for the Rally. However, the Sniper EFI system has a little screen that I'm just going to mount somewhere up on the dash, and that'll give me all the readouts for RPMs and all that other stuff. So we should be good there. I'm curious if the wiper controls work. I've messed around with it before. I've turned it on a little bit, and if I mess around with it enough, I can get them to move, but I don't know if it's how they're supposed to move or whatever. Fuel gauge, we're replacing that, and then we got a new ignition cylinder for this, and then we're also replacing the locks on the doors. So new locks all the way around for the car. I think we got a lot done today, though. We got a good amount done. We went to my mom's house, didn't find much there, other than the race car harness, which I think is cool. But even though we didn't really find anything over there, still a good trip, you know? Still found some cool stuff. Still got a lot done on the car. We pulled the gas tank, we pulled the heater box, the fan, the seats, the roll bar, pulled the cluster. I'd call this a good day. I'm glad I came out here and did this in like 85-degree weather instead of the 97 or so that we're gonna have all next week. Not thrilled about that, but this was a good chunk to get out of the way. And I just got a little bit more, and then it'll be time to pull the entire harness out of the car, run the entire new harness, and then basically do the reverse of everything we already did. Do that in reverse, and get the car ready and on the road. This is the most torn apart I've ever seen this car. It's kind of weird to me, to be honest. And also knowing that I have 81 days to put this thing not just drivable, not just have it start, but it needs to be able to drive 1,500 miles to Oregon, complete a rally, and drive all the way back. It's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot to do. It's kind of like stressing me out a little bit. I know with any new car build, it doesn't matter if all the parts are brand new, supposed to go on the car and all that stuff, you're gonna run into some issues. So I know I'm gonna run into some issues. That's why I want the car done with 30 days left, so I have some time to put it through its paces and find the issues so I don't find them on the road to Oregon. That's gonna go do it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you get a notification every time I drop a new video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Don't know what we're doing, but I'll see you there. Later.